alcohol can really spoil your mood, so you self-medicate, swapping feelings for food. It might seem dumb, but if you're telling the truth, it's probably something dating back to your youth. But it's really not that deep. You probably just need some sleep. There's someone else you're meant to be. You just need a little self-belief. So shut up and buck up. Can't keep up, that's bad luck. It doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. You wish it didn't matter. It shouldn't really matter, 'cause no one thinks it matters. It doesn't really matter. It shouldn't really matter, 'cause all that really matters is what we decide matters. So what do you think matters? 'Cause all that really matters is what we agree matters. And don't let make you wanna run, kick, scream and shout. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters. All that really matters is what we decide matters. Stop, fall apart with pain. Keep your hands in your pockets and your eyes on your feet. Having conversations with the mirror, trying to make my point a little bit clearer, but talking sure ain't no mean feat. 'Cause I got issues. I know that I shouldn't fall apart over every little chat, but I got issues. You know that I fall apart, so let's leave it at that. I just take baby steps, darling, baby steps, darling, baby steps, just one foot in front of the other, one word after another. Baby steps, darling, baby steps, just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Maybe one day get it together, but today let's take another baby step. And out, filled with doubt, I'm peace. I waste too much energy on every new person I meet, but still I crave the attention. Gotta find a way to decrease the tension, 'cause the world ain't just gonna sit and wait for me. 'Cause I got issues. I know that I shouldn't fall apart over every little chat, but I got issues. You know that I fall apart, so let's leave it at that. I just take baby steps, darling, baby steps, darling, baby steps, just one foot in front of the other, one word after another. Baby steps, darling, baby steps, just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Maybe one day get it together, but today let's take another baby step. Ooh, oh, oh. There's no rush, these things come with time. So be a little more kind to yourself. Don't be deciding you're doing just fine, and being yourself up don't really Just take baby steps. Oh, oh. Just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Baby steps, darling, baby steps. Just one foot in front of the other, one right after another. Oh, baby steps, darling, baby steps. Just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Maybe one day get it together, but for today, let's take another baby step. Ooh, oh, oh. It's hard to waking up tired and crying late at night. These days I feel so uninspired. I can't get anything right. Feels like I'm black and blue, beaten up without a single bruise. Feels like I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost the smell on my face, but it just feels out of place. Oh, won't somebody please just remind me? 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm not happy, and I'm not me. Can't keep my eyes open all day, but come nighttime, I don't sleep. Feels like I'm wasting away, no matter how much I eat or drink. Feels like I'm overboard, someone's gone and cut the cord. Feels like I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost the smile on my face, but it just feels out of place. Oh, won't somebody please just remind me? 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm not happy, and I'm not me. Feels like I'm floating, sinking, falling. All the feelings, they just start to feel the same. Same feeling, different name. Sad, angry, happy, scared, they just fade into none. Feels like I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost a smile on my face, but it just feels that way. So will somebody please just remind me? 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. Oh, I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost a smile on my face, but it just feels that way. So will somebody please just remind me? 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm not happy, and I'm not me. Boo.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry, I was just having a switch over the music. I need to get a haircut. I must not forget. Next week, I need to go get a haircut so I can be presentable for my special trip. Helps if you turn the tuner off, doesn't it? Anyway, hello, everybody. I am running a little bit late tonight. I'm aware. I'm very sorry about that. I wish I had a good excuse for you. It's just that I was getting ready at the right time. I came up here at the right time. I set everything up, and yet somehow time seemed to just go a lot quicker than it normally does. And I don't know. Just wound up starting late. Wound up sitting here, and it's 8:05. And I'm like, I don't have any water yet. I need to go get some water. Anyway. Bless you, John. Hey, John. Hello, Andy. Mother is there. Cool. Looks like the gang is slowly coming into the chat. So, it's just a chilled tunes and chatting type. It's one of the chaotic streams. It's one of the streams where I have no idea. I don't have a plan for tonight. We're just going to play some songs, have a chat. I'll probably ramble to you guys about this trip I'm going on at the end of the month, because it's actually turned into a bit of news. I've got a few different things going on that week, so I actually have things to talk about. Yay! and we'll maybe chat some other things. I made a start on me Inktober challenge songs for the first time yesterday as well, which is good. Not had hair since 1978. I honestly don't think I could imagine you with hair, Andy. I'm so used to seeing you without that I feel like it would be really weird now if you had, like, if you ever show up with a wig on, I definitely would not recognise you, and I'd be very weirded out. I would not be able to cope with that, I don't think. Right, let's start. Let's have a song to start with. What shall I open with tonight? Let's open with a bit of Somewhere South, shall we? So a bit of Somewhere South of Paradise. Got my little songbook out, so I don't forget the words, because I barely sing my originals at the moment. All the cover gigs. Oh wow! I have definitely Oh, I forget. I don't need the reverb anywhere near as high for doing the streams as I do at gigs. It doesn't sound as intense over the speakers. But it's pretty intense over that. So I'm just going to turn the reverb back down to streaming levels. Ripples in the water, so my soul, so in my heart, restoring control. Watch the sunlight dance from the safety of the shed. As above me, the sound of the passing train starts to fade. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise ending. Here in my solitude, I am safe to stay freely. Here by the riverside, I somewhere sail the paradise now in me. Now the rushing of the water is all I can hear. Cool summer air, everything seems clear as the sun drifts behind the cloud. I no longer feel any doubt. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise ending. Here in my solitude, I am safe to stand freely. Here by the riverside, I somewhere south of paradise now. Let me, under the tallest tree. No one comes here, so no one bothers me. Tree shower leaves down on my head, and the birds extend the bridge overhead. Trees were drawn to kiss the world and oh, so let me go, let me go, let me go. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise. I am safe to stand freely. Here by the riverside, of myself on my own guitar. And I wouldn't mind, but it didn't even happen off screen. It happened fully on screen. You guys saw me do that. I can't even say it didn't happen. No one saw it, 'cause you all saw it. I need. We've reached that point now where I need to change the setup in the room again, because I've got the setup for this all working pretty well. But let's be honest, having to reach over like this to get to the laptop is not ideal. That is not ideal. I need to do something about that now. The main thing I really need is I need a desk that is more suitable than the desk I've currently got, so that I can sit closer to it without having the issue, because it's got drawers in it, the desk I've currently got, and it's not really designed for what I'm using. It's not really a desk. It's a little dressing table type thing, really. Anyway, it's not really suitable for getting too close to when you've got the guitar out. But hey, I could do with one of those that's got one of those little bits of table that just pops out at the side, or that I can bring in closer to me. Rejig my setup. I keep meaning, I mentioned that I was going to do this I think I was chatting with my mum saying I was going to do this, and I haven't done it yet. I need to make I've got a little unit that's got my audio interface on it. What I really want to do is put a little shelf in the unit underneath the top of it, 'cause it's just hollow underneath. So I can put the audio interface on that little shelf, and then I can put the laptop on top of that. And then that would work fine. But I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And I also need to fix the unit before I do that, because the top of the unit actually doesn't currently stay on. So I really need to fix that. Anyway, DIY projects that I'm not going to get round to anytime soon, put to one side, where they perpetually live. My little vocal booth has not gotten anywhere near as much use as it should have since I made it. But with this little Inktober challenge we're doing, it's finally going to get some use. So my vocal booth should be looking forward to that. In fact, it'll probably get its first use over the next couple of days. Tomorrow and Thursday I'm going to try and get to doing some stuff for that. Because I worked out that actually, if I want to put things up at the rate that I really should be for this Inktober challenge I've done for myself, I need to get recording this week and next, because obviously I am not here the following week. I'm not here between that last week of September and all through that weekend, the first weekend of October. I'm not going to be around. I'm going to be in a centre parks down south, writing songs for a week, which is going to be great. It's exactly the sort of thing I want to be doing, isn't it? So I'm really excited about that. And then I'm taking advantage of the fact that I'm going to be down south for the first time in, like, well, if you don't count when I went down for the MyChem gig, which doesn't really fully count, but like properly I'm going to be down south for the first time in ages. So I'm going to be, I'll put it on my list. The list that we'll then both forget about. But yeah, I'm going to be down south for the first time in ages, so I'm taking advantage to see some friends that I haven't seen in yonks. So that's going to be nice. But it does mean that basically the first couple of days of the Inktober challenge, I am not going to be here. And the week in the run-up to it, I am not going to be here. But I will have my gear with me down south. So we'll have to see. I might be able to try and do some work on it while I'm away, because I'm going to have my recording equipment with me, because obviously I'm going to need it for this retreat, really. But yeah, but obviously at that retreat, I'm not really going to be able to work on the challenge that much, because the point of going on the retreat is to write with other songwriters, to actually to briefs that they've got and things that they want to do. not to just randomly like, well, I've got this Inktober challenge thing I do, where I'm just going to write some random songs just for the sake of it. Anyway, you are indeed down south, John. I don't know if I'm actually going to be anywhere near you, because I'm going to be going between, because I'm going to be in Longleat. That's the centre parks where the retreat is at. And then I'm going to Bristol to see a friend. And then I'm going to Oxford to see a friend. And then I'm coming back up. So, probably not that near anybody. Going a bit out of my way on my way back. Because Bristol wasn't really out of my way. Because in order to get to Longleat from here, you do have to literally drive right past Bristol on the motorway. So, I decided I should definitely stop in with that friend. But I'm going to be stopping in with a friend in Oxford as well, so I'm going to be doing back over to Oxford and then back from Oxford, which is a drive that I've never done before, but it's a drive that I've been on loads before because that's obviously I went to uni in Reading, so we've done that drive quite a bit. I'm going to be southwest. So, teasingly close, and not doing any gigs while I'm down there. just to wind you all up. I'm gonna be closer than I normally am, but I won't be gigging. I won't be streaming. I'm gonna be sitting in a cabin for a week. Probably won't be posting much that time as well because we'll be pretty concentrated on the retreat. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be intense. You guys are gonna have to wish me lots of luck before I go, because I feel like you guys know my temperament well, and I've talked loads about how much of an introvert I am. Yeah. So I struggle with that much intense time around people I like and know well, let alone people I don't know well. Like it's a joke in my family that even with my parents, if I don't get enough alone time away from them when I don't have to talk to them, I get really grouchy. So I just know I'm really going to be struggling by the end of that week. I'm going to have to just charge up my social battery by doing nothing ahead of it. Like, I'm planning to not gig the weekend before much either. I've got one gig in the diary at the moment on the Friday, and I'm probably not going to try and book anything in on the Saturday or the Sunday unless, like, I get, like, a really good paying thing that I'm like, I really can't turn this down. I'll be in Spain after. Ooh. The Lions of Longleat. There's a safari park in Longleat as well, isn't there? Is that where you went? Yeah, I don't know if they'd be there anymore or not. But I think there is a safari park in Longleat, isn't there? Anyway, it won't be quite there. It's going to be quite nice because on the Friday, I have to kill time after the retreat ends, before I can head to Bristol to see my friend, because obviously she's going to be working during the day, so there's not much point me showing up in Bristol until closer to like 5-6 o'clock, and it's not that far to drive to Bristol from Longleat. So I'm going to have free time in the centre parks. So hopefully I'll be able to recharge my social battery a little bit that day. Like, I'll spend Friday during the day trying to recharge my social battery a little bit so I can see my friends and actually make the most of it. Just go find a trail in the centre park somewhere to just go sit in for a bit and draw and not talk to any humans. But yeah, I'm nervous and excited about it because I'm hoping it's going to be a really good experience. But I also know that it's going to be really intense and hard for me. So we'll have to see how well I cope. And I want to see how well I cope this time because I've opted to, because there's different options on the retreat what you can get, and I've opted to go with the cheaper option of sharing room with people. We'll have to see how well I cope with that, or if I decide to do on it again, if I decide, I'm going to have to pay to not share. I'm going to pay to not share with somebody. So I can get at least evenings when I can shut a door and everyone's gone. I'm looking forward to seeing Bristol. Yeah, it should be fun because I've never been anywhere near that. Never been anywhere near over. Like, I've been to Cornwall, but nothing in the Bristol, Gloucester, or Wales area. I've never been anywhere around that sort of area of England. So it's going to be of Great Britain even, because Wales is a separate country. But I've never been anywhere over that side. So it'd be nice to. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Bristol because I have heard it's quite nice and quite lively. If it's lively enough, then I'll make the effort to stop by and see her again if I go down for another retreat at some point. Because I think it's always in the same place, this retreat, and I think they do 2 a year. So it might become a regular thing I start going on, which would be good. Anyway, let's have another song before I spend the entire time just prattling on about, before I start ranting at you guys about, not only do I have to cope with my social battery, I have to drive really far, all on my own. and park. I have to park. Park in places where I'm not going to be able to make a strict plan about exactly where I'm parking and check it out in advance. I have to park on the road, which means I might have to parallel park. Ah! I really hope it's not too hard to park outside of her house in Bristol. I really hope it's not too hard to park outside of her house. Because I haven't really done parallel parking since I passed my test, and I'm not very good at normal parking, let alone parallel parking. Although my sister keeps telling me that parallel parking is easier, but I don't find any parking easy. So, I don't know, maybe eventually I'll get there with parallel parking. Anyway, let's have another tune. What shall we have? What shall we have? What shall we have? I feel like I'm doing something high energy, so I think I'm going to do How to Be Happy. Get the energy up. Keep the energy up even. The energy is already up. In case you couldn't tell, I am very hyper today. Just completely played the... I wonder what chord that is. Because that definitely sounds like it is a chord. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up now and see if that's actually a chord. But I just played the D wrong there. Anyway. I'm tired of waking up tired, crying late at night. These days I feel so uninspired. I can't get anything right. Feels like I'm black and blue, beaten up without a single bruise. Feels like I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost a smile on my face, but it just feels like breaks. Oh, won't somebody please just remind me? 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm not happy, and I'm not me. Can't keep my eyes open all day, but at night time I hadn't sleep. Feels like I'm wasting away, no matter how much I eat or drink. Feels like I'm overboard. Someone's gone and cut the cord. Feels like I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost a smile on my face, but it just feels like a place. Oh, won't somebody please just remind me? 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm not happy, and I'm not me. Feels like I'm floating, sinking, falling. All the feelings, they just start to feel the same. Same feeling, different name. Sad, angry, happy, scared, they just hate it to know. Feels like I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost a smile on my face, but it just feels like place. I want somebody please just remind me. 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. Oh, I've forgotten how to be happy. I've lost a smile on my face, but it just feels like place. I want somebody please just remind me. 'Cause I'm all over the place, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm not happy, and I'm not me. The cable of my headphones has gotten all tucked up there. It was really annoying me. Woo. Yes, so I'm actually going to have to be organised for the next couple of weeks. I am going to have to get my butt in gear and get organised with stuff, because I've challenged myself to this Inktober challenge thing. I gave myself plenty of advanced warning and wrote all the prompts down at the start of September, and somehow I'm almost halfway through September and I've only really just started on it. Ah! Why, thank you, John. Yeah, I'm going to have to get my butt in gear over the next couple of weeks. I've got time. I'll probably end up doing loads of recording that weekend before I head down. and then just take a load of stuff to edit with me. I'm trying to remember what else I had in the way of news or anything to chat about today. That's my biggest news, really. I'll have loads to chat about when I come back from that trip for you guys. Oh, I've had a little small goal be achieved. I have been approached by somebody asking for a quote for a wedding. We all know that I was trying to get to a point where I could start getting some more good things like wedding bookings in. So, yay! Fingers crossed that I send over the quote and all the info, and they are happy and say yes, we'll book you. We'll go ahead and book you. I have to actually now figure out doing all the. I know all the steps I now need to take for the wedding stuff. You know, I know roughly how much I should be charging for things and all the different extras that are usually included in a wedding package, and doing the whole taking a deposit and having a contract and all that fancy stuff. But I'm gonna have to actually get it all sorted and do it for the first time, and I'm quite excited about that. I finally feel ready as well to actually do weddings. Whereas last time when I was doing gigs before the pandemic, I never really felt like I could try and push myself to do stuff like that. 'Cause I felt like I wasn't like a proper pro performer like that. But now I feel like I'm more of a pro performer than I was back then. I feel like less of an imposter when I'm doing this stuff now. I've gotten a few more gigs like that under my belt. I've got more of a repertoire sorted. I feel like I know what I'm doing. So that's exciting. So hopefully I'll get a wedding booking in for next year, which would be nice. I need to get more of those sorts of bookings in that I can then get reviews from, and then I can put the reviews on all my profiles for stuff, and then I can get more bookings. And I can actually make some decent money. Yeah! We're not doing too badly at the moment, money-wise. We're doing pretty well. It's just a shame that I have completely forgotten to post on my socials most of the time because of it. I've gotten really bad with that. But hey. You got to stick to your goals, innit? For instance, one of the main goals before I head off for this retreat, other than get my act together with all these things I promised I was going to do that I haven't really started on yet, I need to get a LinkedIn. I need to get my LinkedIn sorted. Because you know, in school, right, they tell you need to get a LinkedIn. And then you start, like, actually applying for jobs in the real world and doing a lot of stuff. And you realise that actually so much stuff is really, you know, most of us didn't actually need a LinkedIn. Most of the people I know who work just a regular office job or something, they've never gotten anything through LinkedIn. But everybody I know who uses LinkedIn properly and actually swears by the fact that you do need it, they're all people who do stuff in the music industry or in media and stuff, those sorts of project type things. You do need a LinkedIn for that. So now now that I'm doing music full time, one of those less serious careers, I've realised actually I could really do with actually putting some serious effort into that LinkedIn profile that I set up and then never touched. because that's how you get jobs in doing things like writing for people. And how you get more in those sort of circles. It's part of how you network. Some of it's done through LinkedIn. So I need to actually set that up so that when I go down to this songwriting event, I can actually exchange details with people. Do the proper networking thing like you're supposed to. I feel weird doing all of that stuff, but hey. It's what being a pro looks like. I will never be a pro. I will always be that person who is technically a pro, but no one will ever believe it, because I will never act like a pro. Let's have another song. What should we have? 'Cause we had a lot of chatting, and I'm slowly running down the camera battery without that much singing. What do people want to hear tonight? Let me know what songs you'd like me to do. 'Cause we should have a few more songs. I'll just bash a few songs out in a row, 'cause we could do with a couple. So tell me which ones you want to hear. Yeah. I know a lot of people who I set up a LinkedIn because they told me to. Never used it. Yeah, I think that's a common. But apparently, it is something that is a bit more used when you're doing that kind of freelance work. It's like all these things. Most people probably don't really need social media to promote themselves in the workplace that much, because most people they're going to be interviewing for a job, and then they get in that job, and that's motor industry face. Yep. Whereas if you're doing more freelance stuff, all that social media stuff is a lot more important, because that is how you get your work. And not just LinkedIn, but all the social media. You need to now cater your Instagram to it, and stuff like that. Which is part of why I sort of have come off my social media almost a little bit and said that I was going to be rejigging things a little, because obviously I want to present more of that songwriter for hire sort of image on a lot of my socials now, because I'm going to be trying to appeal more to industry people now, and I've got to sort of rejig my social media image in general for it. It's the downside to doing work like this, is you got to think about all that sort of stuff a lot more, as opposed to just go for an interview at a company, get the job, work the job. Anyway, what do we want to hear? What songs do we want? Anybody got a request? Or shall I just pick something? I have no idea what that was. What shall I play? I'm going to go ahead and pick something for a while you guys have a think about which ones you want to hear. I feel like doing Tragic Hero. I haven't done that one for a little bit. Capo. On fret. Reverb on. Take a sip of water. We are ready to go. Tragic hero, I wasted too many wishes on you. You draw your arrow, I know just what you're trying to do. Misery loves company, that's why I only see you when I'm sad. If it can't be misery, it's gonna have to be you're gonna make me mad. Why can't you just get along? Why can't you just be wrong for once? So go ahead and fire. You won't hit me where I'm standing there. Go ahead and fire. Try and bring me down, doesn't really matter anymore. You say you can have a spell. There was no war anyway. Twice commander, I just can't follow your God-given advice. Oh, King of Banner, you're not so good at playing nice. Don't understand me much, must be that I'm losing touch of reality. Can't be you losing your touch if you alone is not enough. The problem must be me. Why can't you just let it go? Stop putting on such a show for once. So go ahead and fire. You won't hit me where I'm standing there. Go ahead and fire. Try and bring me down, doesn't really every tragedy. And nothing more than it pains me. Cause you can't go at the door, cause I can't take it anymore. The fighting, the poking, the constant provoking. The way that you jab, then you act like you're joking. You smile a while like you do me a favor. When I talk back, you like so whatever. Get you the stuff, just a minute by busy traveling the world and breaking all the sides. And there's no more time for a little me. Well, that's the way it's gotta be. Then go ahead and fire. You won't hit me where I'm standing. Yeah, go ahead and fire. Try and bring me down, doesn't really matter anymore. You say you can have the spell. There was no war anyway. Beat you to it, did I, Andy? Bit of broken bones. It's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Broken bones don't grow back stronger. That's just something we say to numb the pain. Brush it all away. No real hunger doesn't make you any better the way. No, I'm not grateful for all of my scars. And we are not brave just for being who we are. So please don't be so patronizing as to tell me that pain builds character. Cause I am not more interested for all the times I've been hurt. You don't get to tell me that it's worth it for all I've earned. Cause I'm not more beautiful because I've been burned. See, the bone grows back the same, but you get these aches and pains that you never used to get before. The muscles and the brain, they just ain't quite the same. When they get hurt, they feel it more. And now you have scars where you used to have heart. And now you're not so sure of who you really are. So please don't be so patronizing as to tell me that pain builds character. Cause I am not more interested for all the times I've been hurt. You don't get to tell me that it's worth it for all that I've earned. Cause I'm not more beautiful because I've been burned. No, I have never had that happen before. No, I'm determined to finish this song. Ah! my god, it's actually really hard to play guitar when you've got a string doing that. Right. There's no beauty in the scars on my skin, and I am not braver just because I didn't give in. Please don't give credit for what I have become. The ones who broke me down just to see me undone. There we go. So please, don't be so patronizing as to tell me the pain builds character. 'Cause I am not more interesting for all the times I've been hurt. You don't get to tell me that it's worth it for all of us. 'Cause I'm not more beautiful because I've been burned. No. I have never ever had a string break where that one just broke. In the way that just broke. And for frig's sake, of all the strings, it's the E string. Never. I have never had my E string break. Not the top one. Yeah, top E string. I've had break all the time. Usually it's the G string that goes. The G string goes loads. But I've had the B, the E, and the G break quite a bit. But I have never had the E string, the bottom E string, broke. I know. It's the way it timed it, just for like the breakdown section as well. The slow bit of the song. But yeah, I've never, and if I've ever had them, I've only had them break once while I was playing. Usually I have them break when I've been tuning. You know, that's usually when I get one broken. I don't get strings breaking a whole lot at all because I do actually wipe them down like you're supposed to, and I change them pretty regularly. I was thinking that I'm probably about due. It's been about a month since I last changed my strings, so I've been thinking that I should probably change them again. No, I definitely will be changing my guitar strings tomorrow. That's on the to-do list tomorrow now. But yeah, I've never had one break while I was doing, of all things, plucking and... Because that's not that... Like, usually, if they break when you're strumming pretty hard. But that was pretty chill, what I was doing. Which is why it's broken where it has, probably, because it's broken down at the bottom here. But I've never had one break down there before like that. I usually have them break... They usually just break tension-wise, like here. And then you do it when you're Wow! So yeah, I was quite shocked by that, because that's never happened before. It was such a chilled break as well. Usually when I've broken a string before, it's proper gone. But then again, it's because it's the E string, so it hasn't actually broken properly. You can see it's still attached down there. Whereas usually I have them break up here, you know, where they're getting worn away by your fingers a bit more. And it's one of the strings that isn't quite as hard wearing, so it's broken properly. Whereas that's just sort of, the middle section of it's gone. But yeah. First time for everything indeed, John. Well, I guess that's my guitar's way of saying, change my strings, bitch. We want our strings changed, thank you very much. Being fussy in it, because it hasn't been a full month. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been a full month since I last changed them. And usually, you know, you should really change them like every 6 weeks or so, is the recommended advice. I mean, I do use my guitar quite a bit, so I change them a bit more frequently. I change them every month, because if you're playing guitar as often as I do, for as long as I do, because I'm doing like 3 hours on a regular basis, then you should change them more often. But yeah, I wouldn't mind as well. But I need to change my violin strings really as well. Because you should change your violin strings. The advice is between 6 and 12 months. Between every 6 and 12 months, which is really vague. That 6 to 12 months. And it's probably been about 8. It's been about 8 months. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm feeling a bit nervy playing it and tuning it. I feel like they maybe need changing. And I just want to change them just so that I can relax. You've had a lot of gigs lately. Yeah, but not so many that it would it's just weird. It must have just been a string that was maybe a little bit weaker, maybe, this one. You'll get them sometimes. It varies. What? Or maybe the past couple of days of heat got to it. Don't know. Who knows? But anyway, it's not a big deal. Just means I'm definitely changing my guitar strings tomorrow. And that we're probably not doing any others in this stream because it sounds weird when you play guitar without a bottom E string. Like I feel like if it was any other strings, if it was the G, you could probably get away with it. G's not that important as a string goes. Sorry, G string. It breaks a lot. It's always the one that's out of tune, and it's not really that important if we're honest. Not like the bottom E string. The bottom E string is pretty important because you take that out of certain chords, and you could hear it there. You took that bottom E string out of those chords, like this just doesn't sound right anymore now. So that is it for the stream tonight. We won't be able to carry on and play any more songs. I mean, I could change the string now and carry on, but it would take me a good 5-10 minutes to change the string. By that point, I reckon the camera would be dying. So yeah. Yeah. Probably. Well, yeah, the fact that it snapped where it has the way it has, it might have been a teensy bit weaker than a string normally is down there. Who knows? Anyway. But yeah, we'll have to call it there for now. I mean, it was only going to be a chilled stream anyway, but I was hoping to do one more song before I went. I'm trying to think if any of them would work all right without me having to change the string, but I don't think they would. I think they'd all sound a bit odd without a bottom E string. Definitely can't do It Doesn't Matter, because that one's very heavy on the E string. Take it back and complain. Yeah, I think we'll just have to call it there for tonight. But that's all right. We'll have another stream next week, and we'll be having a songwriting one next week. Or should we have a normal one, given that you're going to be bombarded? Would you rather have another songwriting stream next week, or a normal one, given that October is going to be full of me just being like, I wrote another song, guys. Here you go. Let me know which one you would prefer, and I will set up. But we'll have another stream next week, either a songwriting one or a normal one, depending on what you guys are in the mood for. Yeah. And then I will be away the following week, so we won't have one then. But I'm gonna head off now and probably do some more note taking and idea making for getting to work on these Inktober songs. And the pictures. I haven't even given any thought to the pictures yet. I am doing the full Inktober challenge this year, though. I am. Songwriting stream. Daniel says songwriting stream. It's one vote for songwriting stream. So if nobody else votes, we're having a songwriting stream. I don't mind. John never minds. John never minds. He's always easy. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a nice evening. And I shall see you guys next week.